Hello. Welcome. This is Samir. I forgot to connect my my professional mic. So I'm back. Hello. Welcome again. This is Samir with Chatbot Marketing Center. I am back with one more Facebook Live video. And I'm going to be talking about messenger bots. As you can see, big shout out to my friend Jatin, who recommended that I put a message so when people are scrolling through their Facebook feed, they know what this video is about. So for initial few seconds, I'm going to keep this message, which kind of talks about the subject matter of this video, and then I can switch over to the talking head. If you're joining me live, type 1 in the comments, say hello. We have Oregon sun peeking out maybe for a few minutes. If you're catching me on replay, then type 2 in the comment, say hello, ask me questions. Whoever is watching, if you're watching, you have been quiet. So I invite you to ask me questions, give me feedback. I'm Samir. I'm with Chatbot Marketing Center. I am here to talk about messenger bots. More importantly, I'm here to teach you about messenger bots. And my aim is to teach you, assuming that you don't have any technical background, you're not tech savvy, and you want to learn messenger bots. So what I do is I go to very basics. And I show you step by step how you can build a marketing messenger bot for your business. And that's what I'll continue to do. As I was showing you in the message earlier, if you caught the initial message, we are talking about different ways of driving traffic to the messenger bot. And basically what I'm talking about is how to connect your messenger bot with your website. If you can connect your bot with your website, and if you have some traffic on your website, you will be able to drive some of that traffic to the messenger bot. Of course, more traffic you have on your website, more helpful it will be. But even if you have some traffic, I think it'll make sense to use one of the ways to connect the messenger bot with your website. And we have been going through different ways. We have been looking at different dynamic widgets, overlay widgets like a bar on the top of the page, slide-in widget, page takeover. Those are some of the things we have looked at. You can check my other videos. If you go to my Facebook news feed, then you'll see a lot of videos there where I've talked about different mechanisms, different ways of connecting messenger bot with your website, basically. We use the technical term is growth tool, but it's just a way to connect messenger bot with either website or to Facebook ads, or like any through a URL to any comments or posts or emails. So today what we'll do is I'm going to shift to the screen sharing mode, and we will jump over and continue exploring different ways of connecting the messenger bot with the website. So let me switch over to the screen share mode. I'm going to close some of the windows that you don't see, but I see. So here is the familiar. If you have been watching these videos, they should be familiar. If it's not familiar, that's okay. We use the tool called ManyChat.com to build the messenger bot for now. In future, we'll be exploring other tools, but this tool is, I think I recommend this tool for ease of user interface, usability point of view. It's easier for someone who is new to use this tool compared to other platforms that are available. So here on the left hand side is the navigation, and we use growth tools. I just clicked on the growth tools, and here are the growth tools we have built so far. We have built I did not name them, all of them. Again, that's a mistake on my part. I should be naming each and every growth tool so that it's easier for us to track them, manage them, and edit them later on. I should remind myself that I have to name them as I move forward. So this is, as you can see from the image, this is the bar. Hopefully you can see. This is the bar that can appear on the top of the web page. Then we looked at the slide in. It's kind of a widget. That's a dynamic widget that slides in from the side or from the top or the bottom. This is a modal, which is like a pop-up, and the final one is the page takeover. The whole page is taken over by a widget. Basically, widget has a button, and when the user clicks the button, they are taken to the messenger and the bot starts the interaction. So I'm going to start with a new mechanism, new tool today. So I'm going to click on the top right corner. There's this blue button. I'm clicking that. It opens up this area, this window, where you can select the growth tool. We went through all of the overlay widgets. Now we are going to go look at the embeddable widgets. They are nothing but, so there are two types of embeddable widgets. One is the button and one other is the box. Basically, it's just either a standalone button or a box with a button. And I'm going to take you through all the steps so you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So we will start with the button. So this is a fixed button. This is unlike the other dynamic widgets which appear after the page is loaded, which you can program to appear at a certain time interval or depending on a specific event. Like you can program them to appear when user is about to leave a page and things like that. This is a static button, means it's fixed. As soon as, along with the other components of the page, it is loaded and it stays there. So I'm going to select this button and I'm going to name it. Yeah, I'm just gonna name a button for now. And when you start editing the growth tool, you see 4 tabs here: initial state, submitted state, opt-in actions, and setup. So initial state is how the button initially looks like. On the right hand side, right half of the browser window, you can see the preview. So it shows the button how it looks like. And there are 2 types of buttons. One is a fixed button title. The button title remains fixed, sent to messenger. You cannot change that. The other one is with checkbox. That's where you can change the button title. You can change send me insights, send me the guide, whatever you want to type. You can change the button title. That's very important because you can invite the visitor with appropriate button title, right? If you have the right kind of message on the button title, more people will click on that. So it's important to be able to edit the title of the button. But the thing is, when you choose this with checkbox button style, it becomes a 2-step process. Clicking button becomes a 2-step process, and by that what I mean is down below. Okay, hang on, let me see if that's visible. Yeah. Unfortunately I cannot pan, so zooming in is not very helpful. I have to figure out, probably there is a way to do that. But here is what I'm showing. Like right below the blue button, there is a checkbox, send to messenger. The button does not become active until and unless someone checks that off. And once they check off the button, then it becomes active. I don't know, for some reason I thought in preview I would be able to do that, but I'm not able to do. But I'm going to install this button on a page on a website, and once I do that, you will be able to clearly see what I mean. So let's stick with the checkbox style. in order for me to show what I'm talking about. So I'm going to stick with that button style with checkbox. There is a message. Facebook has introduced a number of limitations for checkbox. Check our help article. I encourage you, if you're more interested in using this, go read that article. And if you're unclear, ask me questions in the comment and we can discuss about that. Now here is the designing the colors for the button background and button text. You can decorate it. You have some options here. Checkbox size, I always recommend using the biggest button size. Checkbox scheme, there are two options, light and dark. Play with it. Apparently with the, so light skin is light background and darker text. If you go to the dark skin, it's flipped, darker background and lighter text. So use whatever is appropriate. I prefer the light skin for this example, so I'm going to continue with that. You can also control the checkbox position. So currently the checkbox is below the button. You can put it on the side, right? So it's on the side of the button. So depending on where you are putting on your page, it'll make sense for you to either choose the bottom or the side. I'm going to stick to the bottom for now. So this is the first part or the first tab. Sometimes I'll use the word tab or the part because if you're using browsers, and you might be familiar with the term tab, but it's basically a 4-step process of designing this button. So we just went through the first part, which is the initial state, how it looks initially when the visitor sees the button for the first time. Then I'm going to click next, which I always have to do twice. Then it takes me to the submitted state, means after the button is clicked, how does the button and the page looks like, right? So how does it look like? So you have the option of redirecting them to a different page, different URL. So once they click the button, you can take them somewhere else, or you can keep them on the same page and just have the messages updated in the button area. Like the button was previously blue, now it became green, and you can change the message here. And this is something I'll repeat. When you have to give them a reason to click the button, right? That people don't do things for no reason for the most part. Your aim is to send them to Messenger so that the bot can start the conversation, and then if the bot can start the conversation, the person gets subscribed to the bot, and if the person is subscribed to the bot, then bot can do the educational process and build the trust and relationship in the long run. So okay, all right, so the Prathamesh is here. Hey Prathamesh, how are you? What's going on? Are you following? Are you trying this out? Thanks for the thumbs up. Ask me questions if you have any. So I'm going to continue here. So this is the submitted state. You can change the message. Like I was saying, you have to give people a reason to click the button. Our overall end goal is to send them to Messenger, have them start the conversation, help them become the subscribers to the bot so that the bot can educate them and build relationship, right? That's the whole purpose of any business, is to build long-term relationships with your prospects and with your customers. And that's what bot helps you facilitate. The bot is an educational tool. It's not a spamming tool, right? The whole idea of the bot is to automate that educational process. If you've been using email marketing, you can do that. With Messenger bots, you can do it more effectively. And hopefully, if you follow me along, it will become clear what I mean by more effectively. I can clearly quantify that, what that effectiveness is. But it'll take some time, but I'll show you, how using Messenger bot along with your email marketing can be very helpful for your business. So Prathmesh is saying, yeah, I'm following you. Will connect to my website soon. All right. So Prathmesh is going to connect the button with his website. And please let us know and report, how it goes. If you run into any problems, if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, feedback, please let me know. So I'm going to continue here. So the user is on a journey, right? Like we give them a reason to click the initial button, and then there is an expectation, right? We typically offer them something. We say that you can get this free guide or free cheat sheet or free blueprint or whatever, lead magnet, right? The technical term is lead magnet, but it's nothing but something that you offer to your prospect, something of value that you offer to your prospect. And you can offer that. You can say that, hey, if you click the button, then I will deliver this to you through Messenger. So the prospect is expecting something, and that's the prospect's journey, so help them. So typically the submitted state should remind them to go to Messenger, right? So this is something I have said earlier, and I'm reiterating that submitted state should remind them of going to Messenger. If the Messenger app is installed, it'll automatically start. It'll send the notification if notifications are turned on. If you are logged into Facebook on desktop, the Messenger will fire when they click the button on the website. So it will try to do it automatically, but it may not. The Facebook might not be open, or the app might not be installed, and in those instances you have to guide them, you have to instruct them that they need to go to Messenger. So all right, so I am you can change the background and the text here. I'm going to go to the next step, and that is the opt-in actions. So once they land on the Messenger, remember the first thing they see is the get started button. Right? They don't see the opt-in message as the first message, and this is the most confusing part of the whole bot experience. And that's a Facebook limitation. Except for certain cases, whenever the person lands on the Messenger for the first time, where the bot is hooked up, a person is always shown get started message. And what I'm talking about is this. I have shown you. Okay, so I'm trying to navigate away from here. So it's prompting me that you want to save, otherwise I'll lose the work that I've done so far. So I'm going to click save, and then I'm going to go to settings. So here under the greeting text, there is a link called see how it looks. That shows the preview of how the initial Messenger screen looks like on your mobile device. Because this is what they will see once they click on your button. They'll see the get started button on the Messenger, and they have to click on the get started button, and then they will be moved forward. Just yesterday I was talking with someone, the person had expectation to get the guide. They clicked on the button and they landed on the Messenger with the get started button at the bottom. So sometimes you can't even see, because it's at all the way at the bottom of your Messenger screen. So people might struggle and might wonder that where am I and why am I not getting what I wanted, and things like that. So as much as you can, you should kind of guide them that they need to click the get started button. So on the opt-in actions, so sometimes I recommend that on the submitted state, tell them view it in Messenger, but if you can, also tell them that go to Messenger and click get started button. I'm not sure whether you are following or not. Because not only they need to go to Messenger, and they need to click get started button, so you can remind about the get started button in the submitted state, but you should also remind them in the greetings, right? Like if I go back to what I was showing here, this area, like it'll have your logo, which we haven't set up for this demo yet. It'll have the page name. It'll normally have this message, typically replies instantly. As soon as you connect the bot, I think it will default to this message in greetings that at least above the greetings, that typically replies instantly. And then here is your greeting. So you want to remind them. I mean, my greeting is not good. I need to change that. You need to remind here that, they need to click get started button below. So maybe I can change while I'm here. Thanks for stopping by. Click get started button below. Right, so I think I should at least say that. All greeting should always remind them of, along with other things, remind them of clicking the get started button. Okay, so enough of that. I'm going to go back to the button here because we have a few minutes left and I want to show you how to put it on the website. So I did the submitted state. I was in the opt-in actions. Okay, so for now I'm not going to change the opt-in message. So this is the opt-in message, is the message they see after they click get started button. Once they click get started button, they will see this message. So that message should remind them of why they are here, right? What was the reason that you had offered them to come to Messenger and have that experience or get that thing. So they should remind, they should do a couple of things. Notice I have said earlier multiple times, but I'm going to repeat. This message, the opt-in message, should make it clear that this is the bot talking. That's the one thing it should make it clear. It should also remind them that why they are here, how they can get or experience what they were looking for. Those are the two things it must remind. And also in the initial conversation, you want to tell them how they can unsubscribe, how they can, what is the way to unsubscribe. Basically, by default, you will see that the message will have a PS. If you ever want to unsubscribe, just type stop. So I'm going to go next from here. So these are our two-step setup process. We have one small JavaScript that needs to be installed, and then now there is the HTML code. This code is the one that is for the button. Wherever you put this code, number 2 step code, embed your widget, that's where the button will show up. But you need to have the JavaScript snippet also. So when you click on that, install JavaScript, you will see this pop up, and so here you need to make sure your website is added. My website is already added. You just need to add it once, or even though it's listed twice, you just have to add once, and you just have to say mysite.com. So for me, I just added chatbotmarketingcenter.com, and it'll automatically add 2 versions, the one without www and one with it. So then I go to the next step, and this is the JavaScript. Now you need to put it in the head section of every page. Now it'll say each and every page. It really depends. If you plan on putting your button on other pages, then it has to be on each page where you plan on putting the button. The JavaScript code has to be there. Okay, so hopefully that is clear. I copied the code and I am moving over to my WordPress, my website backend. So for those who are like catching up for the first time, this is the WordPress backend of my website. I am using WordPress. If you're using something else and if you're stuck, ask me questions and I'll help you out. In WordPress, on the left hand side is the navigation. I went to all pages. It lists all the pages, and then I selected my page and there is an edit button and I started editing that. So I will not get into all the details here. Hopefully in some other videos I can try to talk a little more about how to edit a page in WordPress, but I'm trying to show you mainly how to put that button. So first I have the JavaScript copied. So I'm trying to put the JavaScript, and I have a plugin, add func head and footer plugin, And when you have that plugin installed, you will see this head and footer code section at the bottom of the page. So I go to the head area and I paste that JavaScript. Okay. Then I go back and I copy this div section from the step 2 of setup. I take that and I have a specific area for okay, so I am using something called Visual Composer. That's a page editor, a popular page editor for WordPress sites. You might be using that or you might not be, and how you do this step will depend upon that. But if you use that, if you use Visual Composer, it'll give you different ways of editing the page. It'll give you, it's modular. It kind of, you can edit the page in terms of rows and columns, and you can have like different elements. And one element is raw HTML, and that's what I'm using because the button code is raw HTML, right? So I use that, I copy it, I save, and I'm going to preview now. Okay, so preview. So this is something I already done earlier. I added an image, I added a title which is incomplete. I'll go and complete the title later on. Okay, so what's going on? All right, so I think what's happening is an old overlay widget is showing up, right? So this is not the button that we just created. So what's happening is there is a JavaScript somewhere that's firing this overlay widget. So let's go and okay, so let me go to the page first. Let me show you. So here I'm editing that test page. This is the test page of my website, okay? And here is the editor for the test page. And here in the head and footer code section of the test page is where I added the JavaScript for the button. Now there is a global area for the website, global head and footer code area. I have to go and check whether there are any JavaScripts there. I'm suspecting that there is a JavaScript there which is firing this overlay widget. So I'll have to go and turn it off. And that's an assumption. I'll find out whether that's true or not. Okay, so I'm navigating away from here. So I'm going to update, save this test page, and then I'm going to go and check the other one. Alright, so I saved the test page, whatever changes I had made. I'm going to go to the settings and I'm going to go check the global header and footer area. Okay, I lost, where is it? Where is the settings? Okay, I'm sorry, I just it's very slow and it's kind of, I ended up clicking the wrong. Okay, settings. So I just have to hover over the settings right there. Now I get, when I hover over the settings, it'll open the sub menu for settings, head and footer code. This is the global section. So yeah, there you go. You see there is a global area has JavaScript. I need to remove that because that is interfering with the button now. So I removed that, then I save, and I'm going to go back to the test page and I'm going to reload the test page. Now one thing I realized that the test page background is blue and the button that I just added is blue. Okay, so it's still appearing. All right, so this is something I'll have to figure out what's going on. Yeah, so I'm at the 30 minutes mark. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop and I am going to go and kind of figure out why this is happening. This is not the expected behavior. Something is triggering the other widget. So let me quickly go and do something. before I leave. I think I have an idea. If I can turn off that widget, the page is the page takeover widget that we built in the previous one. Okay, so there you go. I'm going to the page takeover and I turned it off. I deactivated that. Okay, so then I come back, and if I reload, I expect that page takeover to not happen. The whitewash should not happen. I should have the blue test page that should stay with us. Okay, so it's yes, it's not. It looks like, because sometimes you have to wait for a few seconds. If your things are running slow, then you know this widgets kick in like with a bit of delay. It's not there. The only thing is I don't see the button, right? I don't see the button. So let's continue fixing that. I know why, because I think I haven't activated the button. So I'll go and activate the button in the next video. I'll be back later on. Again, this is Samir with Chatbot Marketing Center. I'm talking about messenger bots. I'm here to teach messenger bots, everything you need to know about messenger bots. And if you are picking up on this, catching up on replay, type 2, say hello, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for stopping by. Bye bye.